Welcome to the Handyman Pros radio show. Home improvement and maintenance tips from the pros.
Welcome to the Handyman Pros radio show action edition, where we feature feedback from you, our listeners. And I'm here with my old buddy, Larry. Larry, tell us, what's up?
What's up? I like it. I like it a lot. That's awesome.
I feel you, baby.
That's keeping it classy, Atlanta. Sorry. Yes, we are based here in Atlanta, Georgia. If you don't know that, well, it's time you did. John and I were just laughing off air. We were kind of telling a story about one of our previous shows about doing concrete, and they're like, yeah, what are all these people in the North going to say? We're not pouring concrete forever. Guess what? We don't care because we're in Atlanta. We can pour concrete 24/7, 12 months a year. Anyway. What's been going on the past couple of days? I got to tell you. So yesterday I was in a job. I was doing the usual to-do lists. That was a good one. But one of the things that I did, and this I'll tie this in a second, is I installed some towel bars. You know, not a real difficult job. But the new towel bars, of course, were not the same size as the old towel bars. So there were holes in the walls, right? Mm-hmm. So I get out the old, I get the spackle out and I fill the holes in the wall. And I, of course, ask for paint, which they didn't have. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But I did fill the holes up, and I have done this in the past, and when you go to paint, right, you paint with a brush and you get streaks, right? You get paintbrush streaks, and it looks like you've painted it with a brush on a rolled wall, right? John,
it looks like you fixed something.
It looks like you fixed something. He said, thank you. That's really good. Yep. So we got an email from Susan. Susan asks, I did a repair. This is just exactly why it ties in. Susan, I did a repair on the wall, and I went to paint. The brush left brush marks, right? We've all been there. And is there a way to make it look like it was rolled on without using a roller, but using a brush? And I am going to say that my good compatriot and or partner, John S., did indeed teach me a method to make it look like it was rolled on. So, John, take it away and tell them how they do this.
So, when we were talking about this, is that a lot of times you just don't want to go and get the roller out. Okay, you've just got a little hole. And I had just done this, just like you might be removing a towel bar, you might be moving it in another location,
or
but
just
it's
fixing a little hole in the wall.
Just
anything.
A little hole in the
anything.
wall, and you're just not. You just don't need to bring out a big, a roller, even a small one for the job. I've always used just a little technique that I would just stipple the paint with the end of the bristles of the brush. And it makes the little marks. Just pop the brush against the wall instead of brushing it up and down. I would just pop it on there, and it would leave little droplets, let's say, from the end of the brush around there onto that little repair, and it would look like the roller.
Pretty close. Yeah, I mean,
pretty close.
It's pretty.
And
close.
when it dries, it's like you would really have to look for it. And so that's an easy way. It's a quick way of doing it without going and getting a roller and back rolling it and whatever you want, however you want to term that. But Susan, that's what I would try is just dab the end of the brush on there, and you'll be amazed how that's kind of simulates the roller.
Yeah, awesome. And as I said, my good friend John taught me that technique one day, and I was like, duh. all these years. So anyway, folks, we know that this episode drops on Thanksgiving, so we would like to wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving. And if don't forget, join our Facebook group at Handyman Pros. Join the conversation. Send us an email, questions@handymanprosradioshow.com. Or go to our homepage and leave us a voice message. That's at handymanprosradioshow.com. Or follow us on Twitter at Handyman Radio. And we will see you again next week.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you've enjoyed this podcast and have derived some value from it, here's 4 things you can do. 1, tell your friends about this podcast. 2, hit subscribe on your podcast player. While you're there, leave us a review. 3, subscribe to our newsletter by going to handymanprosradioshow.com and click on the subscribe button. We'll inform you of upcoming events, shows, and give you actionable tips for maintaining your home and property. And 4, send us an email with your questions to questions@handymanprosradioshow.com. That's handymanprosradioshow.com. That's our show for this week. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week on the Handyman Pros Radio Show.